coronavirus, COVID-19, pandemic. These are all terms that we have all become too familiar with in the last couple of months. As we navigate through this current pandemic that we're in, one might be wondering, why weren't we more prepared for this? Why weren't we ready? And what has happened with all the death toll and the casualties that are currently taking place? Why wasn't somebody able to predict this? Well, I'm here to tell you that someone in fact did predict this 5 years ago. Right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, a famous doctor, a scientist, or someone in research probably came up with this and no one listened. Well, actually, it wasn't a doctor, it wasn't a scientist, and it wasn't a researcher. It was a computer geek that came up with this prediction, and if we had heeded the advice, we may have saved a number of lives. Right now, you're probably wondering who that computer geek is. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's simply Microsoft founder Bill Gates. Yes, you heard me right, Microsoft founder Bill Gates. In this speech, I want to tell you about the prediction he made 5 years ago during a conference. He warned that if a viral infection happened during the world, we wouldn't be prepared economically or scientifically for it. He was correct. People paid attention, but obviously not enough attention due to the situation that we're in right now. Well, had we heeded his advice, we would be in a much better place and less lives would have been lost. Of all the things that could kill 10 million people or more, a flu pandemic is likely the most likely event to do this. He made this prediction during that conference, and leaders didn't take enough notice. So it sounds eerie, right? But he was correct. We all know, unfortunately, too well what a pandemic is these days, and it's something we'll probably likely never forget. The ultimate shame was if we had listened more accurately to this warning, we would have saved countless number of lives. Now, scientists, researchers, and doctors are racing around the clock to find a vaccine and keep this under control through mitigation and social distancing. We're handling it well, but we could have been more preventatively, ultimately, had we paid more attention. We run a shortage of masks, and no vaccines are currently in trial yet. If we're going to beat this, we're going to need the help of many qualified people around us, and sometimes that includes listening to people who aren't the typical expert. Bill Gates is a very smart man, but he's not a scientist. However, he did make this prediction, and it has come true. In fact, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has been contributing to a major amount of philanthropy for the last decade or so. He's currently invested $100 million to fight this COVID-19 pandemic and $5 million in the greater Seattle area. It just shows that he likes to put his money where his mouth is and not just talk the talk. The speech regarding this pandemic prediction shows that it was not just world politicians, but it's people who are not the likely experts that sometimes have the correct information. If we work collaboratively with these people, we can prevent this from happening again, and we can learn from our mistake, and we'll be ready to fight this and show our resolve as a country and a globe. The more I learn what it takes to respond to the pandemic, the more I'm impressed by the frontline heroes, such as doctors and scientists working to find this vaccine, and also the people like Bill Gates who made the prediction. He's been pointing out the inevitable fact that healthcare has been a hero on the front lines for a while now. We should be humbled by what they do for us. They're risking their lives to save ours, and a lot of them have families at home just like us. This pandemic is currently our battle, and we are currently waging war on it. So far, it's killed over 70,000 globally, and over 10,000 in the U.S. alone, with more deaths, unfortunately, to come. This statistic shows that we are currently in the battle of our lifetime, and I'm confident that we can prevail. In conclusion, we have a lot to learn. We've been humbled by this pandemic, but we will be victorious on the other end. And if we learn how to listen to the nation's experts, such as Bill Gates and other brilliant minds, we might just learn a thing, and we might be better prepared in the future. I hope that we can only heed these experts' advice. Thank you.